Good morning. 7:59. Good to see you. It's your friend James Shaw. Thank you so much for choosing to be here this morning. We are back and better than ever. It is listing month. Like you want to be on a majority of the calls this month because we're so focused on listings and the five pieces of the listing journey, right? That are capturing the lead. That's our focus this week. Converting those leads to appointments, in other words, having great pipeline, great follow-up systems, great ways to stay in touch, great scripts, those sorts of things. We'll do that next week. Then winning the listing, the presentation piece. We'll do that the following week. Marketing and managing the listing, so pricing it right, seller expectations, feedback, all that kind of jazz. We'll do that. And then getting it to closing, along with creating future business from it. We'll do that the week of June 30th. So we're doing those five pieces over the next 5 weeks. And the goal is to ramp up that listing inventory so that you're ready for the market that we're in, that you are in business, that you're ready to go. So thank you for coming yesterday. Thanks for coming back today. We'll get after it in just a minute. Today we're going to look specifically your sphere of influence, lead generating to that group in a way that's specific to find seller listings. Because a lot of times people think, well, I need to add some listings. I need to call FSBOs and expireds. You could, that'd be fine, but you don't have to. You could just get a little bit more purposeful with your sphere and your database. We'll talk about that today. But before we do that, something good. Heidi, good morning.
Good morning. So I had a really miserable first quarter, and I probably lamented that on this call. I had 3 closings in the first quarter. Heading into the end of June, I now have 13 closings. I have closed and pending, 13 so far in the second quarter. And I really attribute it all to, and a lot to, most to, your tracking system and your quarterly evaluation, where I knew I was so far behind after the first quarter. I just had to ramp up the second quarter. And between the second quarter and the third quarter, I'm going to meet and probably get ahead of my goal for the year. In the last 2 weeks, I've signed 5 new listings. So I'm taking the listing challenge really seriously, getting out there, being very purposeful, and just really just pushing. And I thank you and I thank the community for all the support, because it's really shown up in the numbers. So thanks so much.
Thanks for doing the work. I celebrated an agent yesterday who called and said a very similar things to what you just said. She's on the pivot calls pretty much every day, just like you are. She is an Inspire member, just like you. She's using the tracker, just like you. You're adding the quarterly review. Inspire members, remember, we have a quarterly review that you have access to. You also have a monthly reflection, which I'll send back out as a reminder, because you probably forgot that you have this monthly reflection worksheet that you can use. Those two tools, the tracker that we got from Brittany McAllister and the monthly and then quarterly review, those two tools alone can keep you on track or help you exceed what you did the previous year. And anyone who's outselling in 25 what they did in 24 is winning in a big way. So congratulations, Heidi. Well done. Laney Lane, what's up?
Good morning. This isn't well, maybe it is a tell me something good, but yeah, you just mentioned your post that you did, and that's what I wanted to say. You posted about the woman that called you and tell me about all the things, and you had said that she had 10 closings last year, and that is absolutely incredible to do as a single agent, and it made me breathe. Like, I'm not that bad. I had 12 closings last year. Like, I actually am not that bad.
That's a good business.
I was really happy about that. Like, when you said that, it gave me permission to breathe, that, you know what, I was doing all the right things and I had a good year because I had 12. So that's all. Thank you.
Well, we have to be careful. See, we have people on this call that are anywhere from 0 transactions to millionaire real estate agents and everyone in between. And wherever you are is really the right space for you. A house a month is great. The truth is, if your goal was a house a quarter and you did a house a quarter, you did great. You got to have clarity about what your goal is and then pursue it. And yeah, Josie's put in the chat, you define your level of success. That's up to you to define it. The agent who I talked to yesterday and she called me was 10 deals last year, which is good, but she's got 7 already this year with 7 pending in June. She's on pace for 28, which is, she would like to grow the business. She wants to do more than 10. And how? Because she's on this call every day. She's implementing playbooks that we teach. Inspire members, you get a playbook a week. And that's not for you to go implement a playbook a week. I'd be happy if you implemented 1 or 2 of them a year. But you've got this buffet of stuff to choose from, and you go implement and go reach your goals, and friends, you're good. We got time for one more. Barb, I think I did you yesterday, so I'm gonna skip you, and please don't be mad. Put it in the chat. Brent, I think we did you guys yesterday. Did we do you guys yesterday, Brent? So Brent, did we do you yesterday?
Yeah, I think so. I just wanted to say I'm going to
Yeah.
at the NAR meetings. I'm seeing your friend and ours, Dr. Lawrence.
Oh, that'll be good. We love that guy. He comes on every year with us on Inspire, which I love. All right, Carrie, you're gonna get the last one then.
It feels like it goes right in line, but yesterday I took QL, which I posted about, and it was amazing. And also, I did not learn anything that you don't already teach us. And so it's mostly just a thank you for you and what an amazing job you do. And I feel like when I go to those things, I go to them because I haven't taken them yet, and they are amazing. And also, I just want to shout, pivot, and inspire from the rooftops, and it's not the time or place, so I don't do that. But that's what I want to do. So thank
Well,
you.
I'm glad you went to QL, and you should go to QL. That's Quantum Leap, and you should be at that. It's really important. We're sending Julia on my team to the one in Austin. You should all be part of QL. But then also, you should be proud that that's not new for you. It's good to continue to lay the foundation and to get a deeper understanding. And that's why you go to those things. That's why you go to family reunion. That's why you come to our events. But you live in that world every day. Some people walked out of there blown away, going, oh my gosh, I wish I had this every day. And you actually go, I do. So cheers to you, Carrie. You're having a good business too. All right, let's get into listing month. It is listing month because you're going to take listings this month, okay? You're going to take listings this month and grow your inventory. And like we broke it down of the 5 parts of the listing journey, and we're focused this week on the lead part of the listing journey. And yesterday we talked just a little bit about making sure that your schedule in the morning is focused on finding listing leads. And so today I want to go, all right, so if your schedule is focused on it, then how do we get purposeful in it? And we all know we should be working our sphere of influence, and every single one of you has a sphere of influence. I'll have new agents tell me, I don't have a sphere of influence. So you don't know anyone? Your phone, and numbers, you have a sphere. You have a group of people that you know. But are we leveraging that sphere to produce listing business specifically? Right? In other words, does your sphere know you're in real estate? My guess is they probably do. But do they know also that you're looking to grow your listing inventory right now? In other words, that you just simply don't have enough listings. Do they know that? And how are you telling them? You're looking for listing referrals specifically from your sellers, not just business. In other words, we could quit saying, who do you know that's looking to buy or sell right now? And get more specific about who do you know that's looking to sell this summer? Or, hey, if someone in the neighborhood was looking to sell, who do you think they'd call first? What a cool question you could ask in your farm, in your community. Hey, if you knew someone in the neighborhood looking to sell, who do you think that they would call first? So the question is, how are you going to do it? How do you keep a listing focus with your sphere so they know what kind of referrals to send you? Let's talk a little bit about that this morning. I've got some ideas too, but I'm sure you've got them, about making sure that you're focused on earning seller referrals from your sphere this summer and that your conversations are around that. Tony, you want to start us off? Good morning. Tony, you there? All right,
Me,
Mark.
Tony?
Oh, there you go.
Me, Tony?
No, not you. You didn't have your hand up. Mark?
No, I didn't. Okay.
Mark.
Good morning. Good morning. I've been shouting from the rooftops the Mary Cheatham King email newsletter, and I think this has been laying a foundation for me. One of the, if you're an Inspire, you can get access to that session where she talks about the buckets that she has on the newsletter. Now she sends it out once a week. I've been doing once a month, but I still believe that it has been making an impact on my listing inventory because, every time that goes out, I'm showcasing the listings that I currently have, and also doing, some personal things and community, those different buckets that she has. But my referrals on listings has gone up this year. most of the time I work with people I already know. I had a guy, an attorney that I work with, send me a probate listing a couple of months ago, and they're supposed to go on the market next week. So I really believe laying that foundation is very important and showing, hey, we do a great job with our listings as professional photography, and here's what we can do for you, and then and then building on that with your calls.
Some simple tweaks to your newsletter can bring you more listing referrals, and that's what Mark's talking about. And I'm putting the link in the chat for the session that we did with Mary Cheatham King and Meg a while back on their whole email newsletter piece, and it's working at an elite level for them. We have a course you can purchase, by the way, if that's something you're interested in. They did a 4-week series. You can now buy it on demand. I'll drop the link to find that information in there as well if you want. If you really want to spice up that newsletter. And Mark, I'd encourage you to, now that you've got it in a rhythm for a monthly newsletter, to start to increase the frequency on it. Once you feel comfortable with it in a monthly standpoint, start to increase that frequency. Dan, good morning, friend.
Good morning. Thanks for taking me on. Yes, my coach actually advised me to send out an email to your sphere and revising your service provider list. And I did that last week. I didn't do it to all because I'm doing like a split test message to see which one generates the most replies. And actually one did reply with a moving company in the area here. And so I reached out to that moving company because you figure if real estate sales are slow, these moving and storage companies are slow too. So they suggested that we jump on a conference call and talk about strategizing how we can help each other. And also, my coach said, just reach out to one person in your sphere, which I did over the weekend. He returned a phone call yesterday. And what's great about him, he's a taxi cab driver. So he's probably meeting people that are just moving into the area or looking to move into the area. But I also, sent a message back to both that replied, do you know of anyone that's looking to buy or sell real estate in the next 6 months?
Your vendors and those relationships are so important. We'll spend Thursday talking specifically about that, about making sure that we're earning so much opportunity from our vendor partners. Dan, thank you. Josie, good morning.
Morning. So one of our former coaches, one of the best pieces of advice was to pay attention to the messaging that you're using when you're having conversations. And it took me a little bit, right, to think about what he meant. So think about in your area or even in this group, right, if there are people who you identify as listing agents versus like a buyer's agent, right? And so for us, like we were doing, monthly home buyer seminars, and we constantly are that champion for the first time home buyer. And so we have buyers coming out of our ears, like, and that will always be the case. We do not have to ever do any type of lead gen to get buyers. And yet it was being able to picture those agents who were, for our perspective, like we thought of them as listing agents. And it was just shifting the messaging to be a little bit more like that. And it did help us shift from being like 30, 70 buyer sellers to getting closer to that 50-50, which was our goal. So just really look for those examples in your area, like I said, or in the group. Like Jack Smith, honestly, for me is one of the ones I could think of. If you look at like their social pages and the way that they come across, like that is someone who I would say, like that's a listing agent.
You want to make your messaging about that. We love buyers. There isn't any doubt about it. We absolutely love them. But if you want to control your time and you want to create as much opportunity as you possibly can in this market, you've got to ramp up your listing inventory, which means you should lean your social posting to listings. That's what we're going to talk about tomorrow, by the way, is specifically about social media. But here's one advice. I'd do at least a seller story a month. Some of you could do a seller story a week. Some of you can do them a day. But a quick social post about how you helped a seller this month. Did you get multiple offers? Did they struggle about listening to you about price, but finally listened to you and then you got it priced right and it got a ton of offers? Did you have an open house that had 40 some odd people come through and get 3 offers? Lee Corey was messaging me yesterday about all the showings they had and they got 3 offers they're negotiating. Like let's share those stories on our social and make the stuff we do. A lot of times we go out and we're posting, check out this house I saw, check out this one. What do you think of that one? Those are buyer messages. And so you're going to attract buyers. Let's transition to seller messages on our socials. We'll go deep on that tomorrow, Josie, so I hope you'll have your hand up. Elaine, good morning.
Good morning. So having 20 years of contacts in my CRM, my command, I have 10,000 people in my database. And there's a formula, and I forget it now, that tells you how much business you have in your database. And what I really wanted to note is at the beginning of the year, I was going to have this big, huge referral contest. At the end of the year, you win a cruise. And then we started talking about talk triggers. And in talk triggers, they said, don't make it too big. Don't make make it relative to what the person can identify with. So everyone, when you talk about a big, beautiful cruise, they're totally thinking, I'm never going to win that. So I'm switching gears this month and I'm focusing on the database because my coach asked me, where's my business coming from? It's coming from referrals. It's coming from my database. And I've been focusing only on really honing in on the database. But you know what I'm going to do now is with talk triggers, I'm going to say everyone in my database, I'm going to reach out to them. I'm going to email them in a newsletter that, hey, you get a Starbucks gift card if you refer some. Make it more relative, give them a prize that they say, oh, I can definitely get that, whatever you want to give them. But you have to use all the people in your database, even if you think they're not listening. I'm telling you, time and time again this spring, it surprised me. People I've been talking to or making my calls, my care calls, and no one would pick up. Literally for years, suddenly talk to me this spring. Oh, I want you to call me. I want you to, and I'm telling you, it's in your database. Just go there.
Just because we don't hear them doesn't mean they don't hear us, right? So we got to stay in flow. Thanks, Elaine. Divya, good morning. Divya? All right, Tyler, good morning.
Man, that sticky mute button. I just put it in the chat. You have to teach your friends, clients, and supporters how to know when they're standing in the middle of your referral opportunity. One of the biggest ahas and best stories that I ever heard in learning this was from a copy machine repairman. And he said, hey, nobody's been referring me business until I told them how to know when to refer me business. He said, when you go into an office and you see a wastebasket full of papers that are misprinted or wrinkled right beside the copying machine, that's how you know when you're standing in the middle of my referral, because that copying machine's misprinting and not working right. So just like that, we have to teach our friends, clients, and supporters how to know what to look for, what it looks like. Like you said, James, who's the first person that somebody's going to call when they're thinking about listing their home? 9 out of the 10 homes that went for sale in my neighborhood this year had a 30-yard construction dumpster in their driveway the month before they went on the market. So teaching your supporters, your referral partners, how to recognize that. And when they see that thing, that's the time that they need to pick up the phone and call you.
And that's what we're going to talk about on Thursday specifically. Like if you are in relationship with the people who drop off the dumpster, then you're going to earn more referrals that way because they're in the middle of them. This is really great. I love that. I think some other things we want to think about that we just didn't get to today, and for time purposes, I'll give you a couple other things. One of them is an OG classic thing from Bold from our friend Tony DeCello. And if you took the original Bold, you know about this, and that is we're working with the following buyers. If you sent out to your database, and I think we've got some people doing this, but if you at least once a month in your email flow to your database said, hey, we're working with the following buyers, Sally and Joe. And Sally and Joe are looking for a 3-bedroom, 2-bath for 2,500 square feet in this part of town. And Johnny and Roberta are looking for this type of house in this area at this price point. And you list the names, and then you say, who do you know that has a home that would work for one of these buyers? That's leveraging your current buyers to find sellers. So you'll get listing leads that way. Next, we have to think about what's the largest chunk of sellers right now? The largest group, demographic of sellers right now. Boomers. Boomers are the largest demographic of sellers right now. So how are you getting in a flow with that group? Now, we did a session on this. This is a freebie that everybody can watch this. We did a session on it with Emily and Aaron. Emily Baker and Aaron Simons. We did the Inspire only session that everybody loves, but we did a session for everybody with them. I'm putting the link for that in the chat to think about how can you better connect with that group. They're in your sphere. Communicate with them, be there for them. We got lots of great ideas. I hope it was of value to you. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to do socials. Thursday we're going to do vendors. And Friday we're going to talk about turning the open house into listing opportunities. That's all we got for today. I'm sorry we didn't get to everyone, but you got your inspiration. Go put in the perspiration. Inspire members, we'll see you at noon Eastern. Everyone else, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.